Hello everyone, and today we'll be talking about cooling system. So, every computer requires a form of cooling, from the smallest home theater system to the red boss gaming rig. If a system isn't properly cooled, it could lead to overheating, which can kill your internal hardware. Therefore, having an efficient cooling system, or cooler, is key to having a happy and healthy rig. Now, all coolers want to do the same thing, which is, obviously, to cool the system, namely the CPU, and to redistribute heat away from the computer. The method may vary, but that is what the video is for, to discuss on what the methods are for cooling and how they generally work. But before we move on, if you're enjoying the content, please consider to like, comment, subscribe and share, as it will help us proceed in what we're doing to bring you guys these kinds of content. So first of all, we'll talk about air cooling. So, what is air cooling? Well, like the name suggests, it is cooling using air or fans, and it's the most common method any device uses to cool its internal system. So much so that some PC parts like processor and graphics card comes with their own fan. So how does it work generally? Well, for the CPU, the heat from it goes through the thermal paste and then to the heatsink or the heat pipes in a process called heat transfer. Next, we'll talk about the second type of cooler, which is water cooling. Water cooling can be divided into two types, that is, all-in-one, or as known as AIO, and custom cooling. Similar to air cooling, the process starts with a base plate that is connected to the IHS, or integrated heat spreader, of the CPU, with a layer of thermal paste. Now, the advantage of using water cooling is that you are able to cool certain part of your rig more effectively and to a great degree, which is great for people who like to overclock some components. The downside, however, is that it's not that cheap and sometimes overpriced, and you can't cheap out on the part of it either, as it won't be as effective and sometimes can damage your setup. So all this talk about cooler and cooling method, what does happen when the cooling is insufficient? Well, all those components generate heat, and with that heat, the temperature inside your case will rise, thus causing overheating. This can hinder performance and, in the worst case, cause serious damage to your rig. It's like being in a hot room, but unlike you, the PC parts in your setup can't just grow legs and walk outside for a bit. Thus, having sufficient cooling is very important. Well, that is all for the quick tidbits of information on what this effective cooling does to your rig and what types of cooling are available. If you have any more questions, be sure to leave them in the comments, and again, if you like the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.